Welcome to my latest episode of Weekly Insights with Joanie, and these are edited excerpts from my brand new online course, Drive Through, Make It Your Own, which is exclusively on udemy.com. And this is going to be a 5-part series, which is talking about how you get rid of and understand who your inner critic is, which is going to be very exciting because a lot of who this inner critic is tries to hide from your conscious awareness of how it's directing you. So let's start with who and what our inner critic is. Out of a need to survive, to feel loved and fit in, a voice emerges early on in your life that at first seems to be your inner protector. This is your inner critic. While this voice does steer you away from trouble from time to time, its real intent is to keep you from what it perceives are 3 of the greatest threats to its survival and your well-being. The threats to the inner critic. 1 is the removal of limiting beliefs. 2, the healing of trauma that make up most of the contents in your emotional baggage. And 3, taking back your power from the inner critic and other people's opinions. So how did this all come to be? I would like to share with you now 3 amazing slides which are talking about how and where your inner critic came to be in your life. Your inner critic is the result of a convergence of experiences that occurred early on in your life. Some of them are fond memories. Most of them, however, involve various degrees of trauma, fear, and strict rules for life that were instilled in you as a child and later followed you into adulthood. Without proper help from a loving parent, a guardian, or a professional counselor to help make sense of early life challenges, your inner critic is born. Feeling alone, unheard, and undervalued, the inner critic takes over for the silenced voice of your inner child. And without you even knowing it, your life is governed by a silent partner who is anything but silent. Your inner critic takes over when traumatic events occur. This is where your inner child lost connection to the power of their imagination. Without a conscious connection to your childhood imagination, your willingness to listen to your inner authentic voice and flow with change is further resisted as you grow older. Change then becomes a source of trauma for your inner child and your adult self. Both aspects of yourself then turn to your inner critic for protection by fighting change. Now, let's look at what happens to your inner critic when you decide you do want to make positive changes to your life. When you initiate positive change, such as wanting to heal emotional wounds and remove limiting beliefs from your emotional baggage, it awakes the fear and the wrath of your inner critic. Your inner critic sees danger in the unknown world of change. This is especially true when your new path no longer requires the surfaces of its fearful, doubtful, and critical approach to life. Looking at your emotional baggage means looking at the role your inner critic plays in your life. This is why it does not want you digging too deep. Your inner critic uses the contents of your emotional baggage to maintain control over the direction of your life. One way it does this is keeping you look outside of yourself for solutions to life's biggest challenges. We're now going to look at how your inner critic tries to influence you to see the world the way it wants you to see it, not the way your everyday person wants to see it. So as we're learning here, you're getting a sense of what is going on in your head that you just don't pay a lot of attention to. But after we do these episodes, you're going to start listening to what is going on in your head. So let's go through these next slides. Anything that does not fit into its fixed perception of safety is seen as a threat to your inner critic's existence and to your own. And nothing is scarier to the inner critic than positive change. To convince you to change is scary. It influences you to see the world from an outside-in perception, meaning the inner critic takes your life experiences and inverts them. This makes you perceive your outer reality as the cause of your inner reality. To help integrate all that we're learning today and start to get a handle on who this inner critic is that's living inside of your head, let's now go through some journal prompts that I will guide you through. Create some time after this episode to journal your answers to the following. 1. What traumatic experience in your childhood do you feel initiated your inner critic into existence? And 2. When, where, and how does your inner critic harshly judge your decision making for a better life? And 3. What beliefs have you clung to for safety and validation, but now realize are limiting beliefs? I think what we've talked about today is fairly amazing. And we have 4 more episodes to go about the inner critic, because this happens automatically and we don't pay attention on a conscious level to what we are saying to ourselves. So that is the wonderful value of this journal, is that you will be able to write these answers down. You'll be so involved with thinking about the question, writing the answers down, that your inner critic doesn't get to butt in. And also, you will find that when you start doing very automatic things like driving, taking a shower, washing your hair, you will start to actually hear your inner critic. And after you do the activity, grab your journal and start writing this down. Because one of the questions is, whose voice are you hearing speaking to you as your inner critic? Oh, I so look forward to the next episode, but in the meantime, please, if you like what you're hearing, please take a look at my online courses on udemy.com and type my name, Joanie Marks, in the search box. So until we meet again to go through the second episode, I want to remind you to every morning look into your mirror, smile at yourself and say, I am my own best friend, for I came into this world to be myself. For that I came. And thank you, and all my best.